Y is for the name YJ gave me. E is making everyone happy. E is very, very extra yeetinary. T is Ting Man's joy when he found out they named this puzzle Yeetball's more than just a twisty toy. Daily Puzzles is the real McCoy. Everybody needs it. Take this ball, but please don't yeet it. Yeetball was made for me and you. I said that Yeetball was made for me and you.
To understand the origins of the humble Yeetball, one is to go way back in time, to January 2020. The wild days when we actually used to shake other people's hands. Inspired by the onslaught of outlandish cube names, one man did a strange thing and created a random cube name generator. Every puzzle company's marketing dream. It yielded gems such as the Gan Yoshi 1mm cuboid or the YJ Borromeo 7x7 fidget spinner. But one name stood out in the comments: the Yeet Lord. Admittedly, Tingman does not recall how he came up with that name, but nevertheless, the petition would soon begin for someone to heed the call and bravely do what no other company has done: name a cube based on popular opinion. Months passed, and just when it was looking like all hope was lost, there it came, glimmering in the ocean. Daily Puzzles asked YJ to do it, and they did! They yeeted the name, and it's here to stay. Ladies and gentlemen, behold, the Yeetball.
Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Yeetball. We're gonna have a closer look at this, and if you watch to the end, I'm gonna unlock the mystery of the universe and show you how to solve it. So the first thing I noticed was that if you ignore the spherical shape, it's actually really similar in color scheme to a cube. Yellow and white, orange, red, blue, green, look at that. It's kind of like a bloated cube. It's got all these cool lines and grooves going all around it, and when you try and move it, you realize it's actually only little sections of it that move like that. So there's that one there, that one there, that one there, and then one on the back. Indeed, those are the only 4 ways you can turn this puzzle, and it's because 1, 2, 3, 4, those are the 4 axes of symmetry, which if I present like this, you might realize I'm actually holding 4 corners of a pyramid. This thing, in essence, is very similar to a pyraminx, because there are 4, oh, come on. So 4 axes of symmetry, just like in a pyraminx, and indeed, just like in a cube as well. There are 4 ways that you can turn this thing. And so the first thing I thought, come back, was that before I scramble this, I'm gonna figure out exactly how it moves. And so the first thing I did was do this pretty familiar move, if you know how to solve this cube, which is turning these 2 inwards and then both out again, and you get this really cool sort of like flower pattern, which if you do 2 more times, you bring it back to its solved state. And then I thought, what happens if I go clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise, and then you get this. Notice again that only these center pieces move, and I've now displaced these 3 that sort of like connecting this like wavy line over there. And so armed with that information, I decided it's time to just yeet it. Let's scramble this thing and see what happens. So the first thing I realized is that no matter how much you scramble the Yeetball, you can always get these sort of like outer sections of the same 2 colors together, because yeah, they're just always going to be on that axis. And so without knowing any complicated moves or anything, it's really easy to get these sort of like outside colors together, as you can see I've done now for every single color, and then it really just becomes a matter of moving these inner pieces around. So by some fun coincidence, orange was just made, and so let's see how we can solve the rest of the colors. How can we get this white centerpiece in here? Well, check this out. If I move this bit up, attach the centerpiece to that, and then bring it back down, it's done. Those of you who can solve other cubes like a 3x3 might recognize this is very similar to like inserting a corner, and I can just do this for the rest of it as well. And so I can get this green centerpiece in here if I open that bit this time, put green in, put it back down, and as soon as you've solved 3 colors, you just have one side left. Now in my extensive Yeetball experience, I found that there's really only 3 possible scenarios here. Either it's completely solved, just like a last layer skip, or you might get something like this pattern like we were talking about before, which can be solved by doing one of those sledgehammering thingies. But the most common case was the one that we got before, this strange looking one right here. And so I had a little problem here, which is that I don't know any algorithm that swaps 3 adjacent centers. But then I thought, hey, what happens if I do this? Hey, I know an algorithm that swaps these 3 centerpieces when they're connected in this wavy line. And so this is how I did it. I'd move this one out of the way, sort of as a setup move, which I will later have to undo. And then I'll think of it like this. I'm gonna move this blue center here where it needs to go. But in order to move this guy back, I'm gonna move this one out of the way over there. Also conveniently restoring yellow. And then when I move this back, I can now move blue. And then to finish the ball, I'm gonna undo that setup move that I did at the very start. Yeet, my friends! Now, as proud as I am of the fact that I figured out how to solve this, and I mean, along with daily puzzles, named this puzzle, I have never actually solved this in under 20 seconds yet. Granted, I've only timed it like maybe less than 10 times. Oh, come on. So the question's gonna be, can I do that right now, live on camera? Well, not really live, but I mean, I'm alive. Of course, you might be wondering, hey, doesn't that just depend on the luck of your hand scramble? Well, since this thing moves like a cube, I'm gonna use proper cube scrambles on this thing and then try and solve it that way. Here we go. All right, here we go, boys. I'm telling you, this is legit. Now, it looks like an easy scramble. Okay, no, that's not an easy scramble. All right, I've got an idea. Here we go. Oh. Let's go, boys! That was so sad. At the end, I was just like, what am I supposed to do? Wow. Sub 10? B prime, L prime. Okay, here we are. Oh, no. Oh, man. Not good. Let's go again. Wait, what? Yep, no. Fail. Fail whale. Wait, no. Oh, yes! Yes! This is the strangest puzzle on earth. I was so sure that was going to be a fail, and I just yeeted it. Ladies and gents, what can I say? The Yeetball. Well, Team Man fam, if you enjoyed this, can I suggest yeeting over to one of these videos over here, where we reviewed some of the interesting cubes? Thank you so much to YJ for listening to the cubing community and taking on this crazy suggestion that we have. Still keeping my fingers crossed for the Yeet Lord. Come on, you know you want to make that happen. The Yeetball is available at Daily Puzzles, along with a whole bunch of other things, so please check them out. See ya!